Good evening and welcome to Washington Sports Network's The Zone on Fox. That's right, local sports. All you could ever want, behind the scenes action, plenty of highlights and videos coming up later on in the show. Live basketball, that's right, last weekend we did our first live webcast of the year out at Art DeWall Gymnasium in Richland. Manny was live on the scene. Take it away, Manny.
Hey, thanks, Z. Yeah, it was a great game for the Bombers here down at Art DeWall Gymnasium. You can see the fans still excited of the big victory down here behind me. What a great start. DeVries starting off things right. We're going to hear from him in a little bit. Really setting the tone for the whole night with his opening three-pointer, and then Dylan Ratliff just took things under control. You really start to see the development of this whole team scoring-wise throughout this ball game. You got Nathan Stroifert, Ratliff, DeVries, Hilty even getting in there to score, and then little freshman Stephen Bayo. That's the starting lineup, and those guys played outstanding the entire evening. Then you get to halftime, Bombers with a huge 16-point lead, going in feeling good. They're going to extend that a little bit more, really keeping the Post Falls Trojans on their toes the entire night. Not only on the offensive board, we talk about that. Let's talk about their defense a little bit. Here's Ratliff getting a steal here. Goes around the court. Yeah, and then it comes back to him, and he finishes with a three ball. And we can't forget about the dunks either. Nathan Stroifert throwing it down, not once. There's the first one. Let's get it twice. I love it. Get that crowd going. Richland Bombers, they're going to win this one. With a final score of 79-60, we had a chance to talk to three of the Bombers, DeVries, Ratliff, and Stroifert. Let's see what they had to say.
All right, I'm here with Peyton Ratliff, another home victory. Talk about tonight's game.
I don't know. Last home game we came out really flat. Jake only made the first three in the first 4 minutes or something like that, and we just wanted to get going early this game.
You got the intensity there. You make some shots. You're type of player who plays with a lot of motion. Is that kind of what you do?
Yeah, I like to get going. I feed off the crowd basically, and feed off all my other teammates.
I know you guys got a game coming up here, I believe, next week against KAMIAKIN. I think that's at KAMIAKIN, if I'm not mistaken. Always an intense matchup. What do you look forward to facing KAMIAKIN?
Probably getting back from last year. You know, we kind of got stomped here at home, so gonna go in there with a chip on our shoulder at their place.
Junior guard Jacob DeVries. Jacob, getting your first action in the last couple games. Just talk about what it's been like to be on varsity, be a big contributor, starter on the varsity.
Well, it's been a big thing for me. Just come in, just hit some shots, especially my job. Just to come in and hit some shots and just get one from there.
So obviously a lot of tradition. You're now part of that tradition. What's it like to play in front of a home crowd here at Art DeWall Gymnasium?
It's a big thing to play in front of here. It's fun. I like it. It's fun.
Here with Nathan Stroifert. Big win tonight against Post Falls. Just talk about tonight's game a little bit.
We watched them play KAMIAKIN a couple days ago, and 10-13 at halftime, low-scoring game. We knew that wasn't really how they played, so we knew we had to come out and play with energy and get the win.
Now you guys will have a game coming up against KAMIAKIN. Always a heated game, always intense. Their crowd gets into it. Your crowd gets into it. Just talk about what it's like to play in that game.
It's going to be exciting. You know, run Kano student section. It's a fun crowd to play in front of. So we just got to come out and play our game and play as well as we can and get the W.
Now, last year they had a big dunker in Zach and Weezo. Tonight you had 2 throwdowns. Just talk about what that was like and getting the crowd pumped up.
Oh, it was a fun experience for me. You know, I got 3 dunks last year. It's 3 in the first 3 games from this year, so I'm excited about it.
Some good stuff from the Bombers, not only on the court, but off in front of the camera. Looking forward to that KAMIAKIN game tomorrow night. Who's going to be there? Well, we are, of course.
So there you go, some great interviews from some Bomber players. We got more interviews, highlights, plus our all-new top 10 players list later on in the show, so stay tuned right here on The Zone. Welcome back to The Zone on Fox, local sports for you. That's right. Well, Richland wasn't the only team that we saw in action last week. The Kennewick Lions were in action, taking on the Coeur d'Alene Vikings. That's right, at the Lions Den. Let's head out to Kennewick. Kennewick Lions and Coach Braden Leidy took on Coeur d'Alene Vikings last Saturday night at the Lions Den. New squad, primarily for the Lions, but some old faces still there. Devin Ramos with the spinning jumper in the lane to get things going early for the Lions. Mitch Muller, junior leader of this Lions
team, one of the top scorers on the team, getting the layup there. First quarter, very, very close. Both teams going back and forth. Court Lane gets some inside presence there. And outside game, too. Lions would only be down by 1 after the first quarter. John Wall for the Kennewick Lions, athletic playmaker, just a sophomore. One of the new faces you're going to hear about for these Lions. Nice look up the court, and nope, he's going to get fouled. Go there, John Wall again, the sophomore from outside the arc. Count it. And he's bumped up about that. Now, Court Lane would start to take advantage of this young Lions defense here. You're going to see outside jumper. Nice inside penetration dish and convert for Court Lane. Ben Rutledge there with the bucket. And going to get blocked, but get his own rebound and put it back in. Senior Ben Rutledge continuing to fight for the Lions. Yo, Wall. Older brother of John Wall. Some inside force for the Lions, and then the block. Yunan Bugal, get out of here. Then Colby Daniels for Court Lane, gonna spin and drive to the basket there. Devin Kluss with the 3-ball. Big lead for Court Lane. Getting it done on the road against the Lions, in the Lions den, taking it to the Lions. Final score, Court Lane 84, Kennewick 60. Nacarado from Court Lane with 15 points. John Wall, sophomore from Kennewick, also with 15. In some previous action at KAMIAKIN, that's Max Jones, just a sophomore from AC Davis. AC Davis, the reigning 4A state champ, taking on KAMIAKIN at KAMIAKIN High there. And Carlos Fajaro, senior leader, Davis Pirates, one of the top scorers on the team. Get started early. This is freshman Eric Briscoe Hernandez, the freshman. Nice inside presence there for Davis. Then there's another Holly. Tanner Holly for the KAMIAKIN Braves. Nailed a 3-ball there. Spark the Braves at home. In a very ruckus crowd there. Cleaning up the boards. Javon Williams, KAMIAKIN senior leader for KAMIAKIN. Then some outside game. That's Cooper Clyde nailing a tree ball. Then Carlos Fajaro going to work for Davis, pulling back into this game, keeping things close there. Nice spinning layup for the Pirates, and the Pirates feeling good about their chances. Kyle Robertson in the lane, nice pull-up jumper, drain it. Then Max Jones for Davis says, I can do that too, and I see you one, 3-ball. But it'd be KAMIAKIN in the end. Kyle Robertson, another floater in the lane. This one would go to overtime, where KAMIAKIN would pull out the victory, 58-57 in overtime. Robertson, 23 points to pace the Braves' attack. Carlos Fajaro chipped in 22 for Davis. Now looking at the Southridge Suns, just taking a quick peek at their squad. DJ Traver, new coach, first-year coach for Southridge. And he's got a senior-led team. They're looking to make big news in the Mid-Columbia Conference. Nick Haberling, one of the top scorers for the Suns so far this year, senior. And some athleticism. Spencer Voorhees, inside out, getting it done there. Senior, Southridge. And some other names. Austin Molt, a senior, an experienced senior with range there. He hits the jumper. Look for Southridge to be one of the top teams. And right now, though, we take a look at the Mid-Columbia Conference standings as of Monday. Only a couple conference games, including Hanford, who beat Southridge on Saturday. So they're 1-0, top the leaderboard, but things will change in a hurry. Look for more action at a court near you.
There you go, current boys standings for basketball. When we come back, the girls, it's their turn. That's right, the KAMIAKIN Lady Braves taking on University. A great game. You're going to see those highlights right after the break.
KAMIAKIN Lady Braves, girls basketball. New head coach Lane Schumacher taking over for Tammy Hutchinson. This team that was undefeated regular season last year, the Lady Braves. This year, Still same faces. That's Sira Toure draining the outside jumper. Nelson up to sophomore. Holly Ellison converts the bucket there for the Lady Braves. Down big time at the first half. We're looking at second half action as the Braves start to chip into this lead. Sira Toure, nice left-handed layup to keep it close for the Lady Braves. And then Courtney Nelson doing her thing. She's headed to Northwest Nazarene on a basketball scholarship. This university team placed 5th at state last year. That's Emily Terhar with the bucket there. 28-37 heading into the third quarter. Braves still trying to chip into that lead. Here's how you chip in. You drain a 3-ball. Courtney Nelson. Then Amanda Miller. Right in the hands of Cassie Schillem for the bucket. University still leading. Then turnovers start to occur. That's Lindsay Schabel. Up to Nelson. She'll convert. Braves creeping back now. Nelson up to Toure, back to Nelson. Great teamwork, and count it. Another 3-ball for Nelson. Just heating up big time. Then the steal just everywhere. Bucket and the foul. This is my house. Nelson would go to the line. First, gonna have a little talk with Coach Schumacher. Get the girls together and say, let's get this one done. Got the free throw. She's going to drain it for the 3-point play. Braves leading by 3. Then coming down to the end, Toure back to Nelson, driving, and count it. KAMIAKIN built a huge lead, including this breakaway. That's Schabel. She'd convert. It'd be out of reach. Braves would celebrate. Big comeback victory for Coach Schumacher. An early one that shows that these Lady Braves mean business. Victory at home for KAMIAKIN. 51-44 over University. Courtney Nelson, 24 points. Sira Toure, 17 for the Lady Braves. We caught up with Coach Schumacher after the game to ask him about this great victory.
Here with first-year head coach Lane Schumacher, the victorious KAMIAKIN Lady Braves. Coach, talk about the game tonight. Obviously, you started off down, not how you wanted it to go, ended up in your favor. Talk about the game tonight.
Definitely one of those games was a tale of two halves. I mean, we were flat and awful. We couldn't buy a basket. Our defense was not holding up. And we went down 21-11 at the half. But second half, played a little bit more like we're capable of. Better pressure defense. The basket started to become a little easier, and held on for a good win.
Now, a good university team, certainly a tough opponent out of the GSL, an opponent you could face later on in the year. What's it like to pull off a big victory like this against a great university team?
Yeah, I mean, great victory, great team. They'll probably be one of the top two seeds out of the GSL, and have some are there every year. And it's nice to give ourselves a measuring stick on where we're at. Say, okay, if we play a good game, we're able to play with some of these teams, because like I said, I'm coming into this new and I don't know all the teams, and that was a good win for us to see what a top opponent looks like.
All right, I'm here with Courtney Nelson, Sira Toure, victorious KAMIAKIN Lady Braves. I walk into the gym, I see a lot of points by University, not so many by you guys in that first half. Just talk about the comeback and just the runs that happened during this game.
Obviously, we do need to warm up better. That's one thing for sure. But I felt like just because the years before, like, we won many games, we've been through a lot of this situation. That's what a good team does. We have to stay composed and get through it, obviously. So next time, this will not happen. I don't want that to happen, but hey.
Yeah, I think we just did a better job communicating. We came out and we all came together and we just pulled out that win.
So looking at the standings quickly as of Monday, just getting into league play. Hanford atop the league at 1-0. We'll see as the league play continues where things are going to shape out.
So there you go, the latest girls standings in the Mid-Columbia Conference. But when we come back, our all-new top 10 boys list. Manny's going to be back on the scene to intro that new list. Who's going to be on it? You'll find out after the break.
Welcome back to WSN's The Zone on Fox. So we've given you the highlights. Now it's time to see where these players rank with Washington Sports Network. Here's the top 10 players.
All new WSN top 10 boys list, Mid-Columbia and Big 9 combined. Number 10, Tanner CRANOR. Out of Walla Walla. Post-game supreme. Spinning, rebounding, doing it all for the Blue Devils. At number 9, Nikhil Lazat. He'll be back on the court tomorrow night in his first action of the year. We'll see how that goes for him. Number 8, Javon Williams out of KAMIAKIN. Senior leader, getting it done, cleaning up the messes. Just an outstanding athlete. At number 7, Julian Figueroa. He has been lighting it up in the box scores. Hit for 30 the other night. Deadly outside range. Quick guard, can get to the basket as well for Pasco. Number 6, Nathan Stroyfert, the junior, 6'6", tall, rangy. You see there hitting the jumper, can also do some damage down in the paint. Been starting to tear it up in the box scores as well. You'll see another 3-ball there. Also, the athleticism, the throwdowns, the jams, the rebounds. He's been doing it all. An outstanding player for the Richland Bombers. At number 5, Cooper CLYDE. Do not let this kid heat up from the outside. He's a deadly shooter. Quick release. Excellent shooting touch. He can also drive to the basket and convert there, as you see right there. Cooper CLYDE, one of the best players in Eastern Washington. Kid cannot be phased. Look for big things for Cooper the rest of this year. At number 4, kid that really impressed us. We saw him against KAMIAKIN, Carlos Vajaro. He's athletic. He's very poised. He can shoot the 3-ball. He can also drive to the basket. Some very athletic moves, finishing at the rim. Carlos Vajaro, one of the best players in the Mid-Columbia Big 9 combo. He's high on our list. Look for him to continue to rise. Number 3, Joe Douglas, Hanford. This Hanford team, you want to watch out. Douglas, an imposing physical presence in the paint. He's an ultimate rebounder, can score around the basket, soft touch, but can bring the power, can drop the hammer when needed. Something that a lot of teams can't do is match up with Joe Douglas and that athleticism in the paint. Look for Hanford, the Falcons, to cause a lot of noise in this top 10 list and in the league. Then at number 2, guard TREA Thomas. Well, you know, what can we say about TREA? He's been playing since he was a freshman, been on varsity since he was a freshman. So he's got the skill, he's got the poise, and he's got the flash. Look for him to be one of the leading scorers in the Big 9. Then at number 1, Dylan Sugg. Why Dylan Sugg? Inside game, outside game. Soft touch around the basket, athletic. Can shoot the ball mid-range and deep. Plus, at 6'4", gets it done down low. Hard to stop this guy when he gets going. Dylan Sugg and the Wenatchee Panthers, one of the top teams you're going to see. Can't wait to see him in action this year. Our current number 1, Dylan Sugg, Wenatchee. And then some other names looking to break into that top 10. Peyton Radliff, he might be in there next week, continuing the play he's been doing. Jalen Watson out of Hanford. Nick Haberling, Southridge. And then we look down the list. There's John Wall, the sophomore from Kennewick.
All right, so when we come back, we're going to kick it back to the studio. Zen is going to tell you where we are tomorrow night, even though I might have already dropped a hint. Shh, don't tell him. He was really excited to tell all you guys. Stay tuned to WSN's The Zone on Fox.
Hey, welcome back to The Zone on Fox. The Zone is all about local sports. Hey, and if you want more local sports, head over to the website, WashingtonSportsNetwork.com, to get behind-the-scenes action, insight, articles, plenty more video, all you could ever want. Plus, our radio show every Saturday morning, 8:70 a.m. KFLD, 10:30 in the morning. Tune in and get some local insight like never before. And then live sports action. Yeah, we've got that too. Our live webcast tomorrow night. Big matchup. Richland comes to KAMIAKIN. A duel for the ages. We're going to carry that live on WashingtonSportsNetwork.com. Hey, thanks for joining us here on Washington Sports Network's The Zone on Fox, of course. Come back next week. We'll have highlights big time like never before. You don't want to miss this stuff. Good night.
Good for three. 67-67.